Hi everyone, Mike Hardenbrook here. You ever have those mornings? You know the ones. You wake up and you just feel like you're moving through molasses, just dragging, brain feels fuzzy, maybe a bit foggy, and looking at your to-do list feels, well, kind of overwhelming. And you think, did I stay up too late? No. Did I have some crazy workout yesterday? Nah. Then it's, yeah, oh yeah, those couple of glasses of wine with dinner, or maybe, the 2 beers watching the game. Seems pretty normal, right? That moderate amount. Well, today we're going to dig into how even that casual, seemingly harmless drinking might be the sneaky reason behind that next day slump. Look, we're not talking about needing some big intervention or anything like that. This is really about understanding the subtle ways alcohol can impact you. How even what most of us consider a totally normal amount can kind of mess with your mood day to day, your energy levels, definitely your focus. It's easy to think, okay, drink's finished, effects are over. But actually, it kicks off this whole chain reaction in your body. And those effects, they can linger way longer than you'd expect. So we're going to explore that today. Why you might get that mood dip out of nowhere, or that really frustrating brain fog, that feeling of zero motivation, maybe even weird cravings showing up the next day. It's all connected. Okay, so let's picture it. You have a drink, right? And suddenly things feel a little lighter. Conversations seem easier. That's alcohol giving your brain a little nudge, boosting those feel good chemicals. Think dopamine, GABA, stuff that makes you feel relaxed, sociable. It's that, this is nice feeling. But here's the thing, what goes up usually comes back down, sometimes harder. After that initial boost wears off, your brain goes, okay, time to rebalance. And it does that by, well, dialing back those same happy chemicals it just boosted. And that is when the mood nosedive can happen. You wake up feeling maybe a bit more anxious than usual, a little irritable, or just not quite yourself, and you can't really put your finger on why. It's not just random grumpiness. It's literally your brain chemistry readjusting after the party, and you feel it. Speaking of feeling off, let's talk motivation, or the lack of it sometimes. Remember dopamine? That chemical linked to reward, pleasure, but also that drive to get things done. Alcohol gives it that temporary spike, like taking out a quick loan on feeling good, motivated. But your brain, it learns. It starts noticing this pattern. If it gets used to these alcohol induced dopamine surges, even moderate ones, it can kind of start expecting them or adjusting its baseline. So the next morning, alcohol's gone. And that natural get up and go, it might just, well, not be there. You've got stuff to do, emails, work, maybe just making breakfast, but the drive feels like it's packed up and left. Simple tasks suddenly feel like climbing a huge hill. It's because your baseline dopamine might actually dip a bit with regular drinking. Makes everyday stuff feel a little less engaging, a bit more. Okay, let's shift gears. Something you might not immediately connect to your evening drink: blood sugar. Especially if you're drinking on an empty stomach, alcohol and send it on a real roller coaster. Usually it causes a quick spike first, feels okay for a minute, then a pretty dramatic crash follows. Now, what does that crash feel like? Well, think irritability, for one. Suddenly, everything annoys you. That shaky, weak kind of energy where you feel like you need to eat something right now. And usually, let's be honest, you're not craving broccoli, right? It's sugar, carbs, maybe even more alcohol, which is the tricky cycle. That mid morning exhaustion and intense hunger. Your drinks from last night could absolutely be setting the stage for that whole scenario. It's like alcohol messes with your body's fuel gauge. And then sleep. Oh, sleep. We all need it. Love it. How often do you hear someone say, oh, a drink or two helps me sleep? Maybe helps you fall asleep faster, sure. But the quality, that's a different story. Alcohol is actually a bit of a saboteur for good sleep. It significantly reduces your REM sleep. That's the really important stage, for memory, learning, emotional processing, brain cleanup time. Plus, you tend to wake up more often during the night. Little micro awakenings, maybe trips to the bathroom you barely remember. So even if you were in bed for, say, 8 hours, you didn't get 8 hours of quality restorative sleep. Your brain got shortchanged. Skimping on REM is like a double hit: less focus, more emotional volatility the next day. Makes tackling anything feel harder. Like trying to function while walking through wet cement, maybe. We're kind of back where we started. Lastly, let's just quickly touch on nutrients. Your body, especially your brain, needs certain vitamins and minerals to function well. Mood, energy, clarity, they all depend on it. Alcohol, unfortunately, can deplete some key players. It uses them up. We're talking things like vitamin B1 thiamine, crucial for turning food into brain energy, and vitamin B6, really important for making those mood regulators, serotonin and dopamine that we talked about earlier. And magnesium, too, helps keep your nervous system calm, manages stress response. So when alcohol uses these up, or makes it harder for your body to use them, your brain's running low on essential supplies. And you feel that, right? Your mental fogginess, your energy levels, maybe even how easily you get stressed out. So what's the main point here for you listening? If you're someone who drinks what feels like a normal amount, a couple of drinks, a few times a week maybe, but you often struggle the next day, battling that sluggishness, that brain fog that just won't lift, or just feeling kind of blah and unmotivated. Well, these things we talked about, the mood rebound, the dopamine dip, blood sugar swings, poor sleep, nutrient depletion. These are very likely contributors. The good news, though, you don't necessarily have to completely quit drinking to feel better. Often small adjustments can make a surprisingly big difference. Think about maybe cutting back by just 1 or 2 drinks per week. See how you feel. You might be surprised. Try eating some protein or complex carbs before you have that drink. It can really help stabilize that blood sugar roller coaster. Hydration, super important. Alcohol dehydrates you, which makes everything feel worse. So lots of water helps recovery. And really try to prioritize good sleep after you've had drinks. Give your brain that chance to repair itself. You could also think about boosting nutrient-rich foods, leafy greens, whole grains, eggs. They've got those B vitamins and magnesium. Or maybe consider a targeted supplement, especially if you notice these patterns consistently. Really, this exploration today is for anyone who enjoys a drink sometimes but wants to understand why they might not feel their sharpest or most energetic the next day. If you're looking for better focus, better stress management, just feeling more like you without necessarily giving up alcohol completely, these are things to consider. The main takeaway is this. It doesn't take heavy drinking for alcohol to cast a shadow. Even seemingly small amounts can accumulate, subtly chipping away at your energy, clouding your thinking, dampening your mood day after day. But you can make changes. Small adjustments can lead to feeling significantly better. It's about finding that balance, right? Where you can enjoy things without paying such a high price the next day in terms of how you feel and function. Anyway, just some food for thought, maybe something to mull over next time you're deciding on that second or third drink. Thanks for tuning in. That's a wrap for today's episode. If you got something out of this, do me a quick favor, leave a rating and review on whatever podcast platform you're listening on. It helps keep the show going and would mean the world to me. Got ideas, comments, or questions? Shoot me an email at mike@trycloud9.com. I'd love to hear from you. And if you're looking for extra support, check out Cloud9, makers of Daily Restore, a once-a-day supplement to support your body from alcohol's effects, and Rise and Unwind AM/PM, a 24-hour combo to curb cravings, balance mood, and improve sleep when taking a break. Go to trycloud9.com and use the code PODCAST to save 15% on your next order. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you next time.